Listen, you gotta focus. You're smart. But academically, you're being lazy. If you're lazy, man, you might as well be stupid. That's like
all we ever hear is sky's the limit.
So I like the movie. I want to begin by asking you guys, I'm watching the opening credits. There's a lot of people named Van Peebles in this movie.
Yes,
and
they work for less.
They were, is that what it was? Well, obviously, you know, you were in all your father's films, or a lot of your father's films. Now to sort of have the roles reversed, come full circle, and as accomplished director yourself, directing your children in a film. Could you talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
Mad fun. I mean, wasn't it a party?
It was a party. That's why it got the name.
It was like camp. And there's a certain point where your kids, where the family group unit starts to be outweighed by the peer unit. And in essence, by directing We the Party and doing it with my kids and Snoop's kids and P. Diddy's kid and the Wayans kids and all these other kids, I got to buy 2 more years of this guy having to listen to me, which is cool. But tell them how we started it with the Going Out.
Okay, so probably a year or so ago, 2 years ago, me and my brothers and sisters wanted to, you know, we had enough of house parties. You know, house parties, they're overrated. They get shut down. So we're like, we want to start going to some clubs, some teen clubs. So we go to Dad. We're like, hey, Dad, can we go to some teen clubs? We need a ride. And he said,
yeah, no, I'm like, I said, no, you can't go without me. And they're like, we can't bring our dad to these all-age clubs. That's like going in with the cops. I said, then you can't go. And then Mandela, who I call my two-slap son.
So me and my
But
siblings.
that's in the movie.
Yeah.
Me and my siblings had a little powwow. And we were like, how are we going to get to these clubs? And they said, we'll just sneak out. We'll find a ride. And I'm like, no, we need to get a ride from him because, you know, he wants to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. So I say, look, he's pretty in shape. You know, he stays pretty fit for... He's 20. So we dress him up in some, you know, skinny jeans and a hoodie, you know, hat, real low. So.
And I went out, and that's how I wrote it. I hung out with them at the clubs and at the teen parties, and I said, I want the movie to be as real as what you guys are doing, as long as I know you're safe. And that's why We the Party, I think, has a real sensibility, is because I really listened to them and was inspired by them. And then they were listening to the New Boys, who had how many hits now? 92 million views on YouTube. When we did they had me put a song in We the Party from the Rejects, which now has what? 84 million hits on YouTube. So it was exciting to go out with your kids, listen to your kids, engage them, and have them get a work ethic.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that was good.
That's great. Well, Mandela, let me ask you, I mean, obviously, you come from this amazing filmmaking family. Your grandfather's a legendary filmmaker. Your father's a very accomplished filmmaker in his own right. What sort of inspired you to want to kind of be part, and how does it feel to sort of fulfill the family legacy, in a sense, and be in a movie like this?
I mean, I've been around it my whole life, as you can imagine. He's been bringing me to set since I was little. You know, I have pictures. We have pictures of me on his
Bring your boy to
work day, yeah.
For years, right?
And it's great. I hope to do more. I want to put my spin on the Van Peebles name, and I don't see it as a pressure to do good. I see it as an inspiration to do better, you know, because my granddad, he's legendary to me, you know. He really started black cinema in a way, and I just want to see how far I can get.
Kind of take it to the next level of modern day, of what's happening now.
What's happening now? What's the next issue that I can bring to light? What can I change with cinema?
Well, tell them about the eco thing you were mentioning earlier.
Oh, okay. At the end of the montage, kind of like the climax of the montage, where I had to give a speech to the class, and I say, you know, the Earth right now has 9 billion people. I mean, 6 billion people, but it can carry 9 billion people. The catch is, if the people live like Americans do, with the nice cars and the big houses, their carbon footprint is that of 18 billion. So that means no matter what social, tiny little issues are going on, you know, society-wise, materialism, all that stuff is cool, but if we're not paying attention to what the Earth is saying to us, so this is my metaphor for it. If there's 2 groups of ants, red ants and black ants, and they're fighting over who gets the anthill, they don't notice that the water level is rising in the river. So in 20 minutes, they could all be dead anyways, and no one's going to care.
The Ninth Ward, man. You're in the Ninth Ward. So Dr. King says we learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we perish together as fools. I add to that, we either learn to live together as brothers and sisters in harmony with nature, or perish together as fools. And that was fun, to take a movie like We the Party, which is, you know, think of Breakfast Club, which was white, and House Party, which is black, put it all together. So it's all human beings make that relevant in 2012 and have some of those subjects come up. These are the things that this next generation is facing. It's not just what car to buy or what to be on Facebook. They got to deal with some bigger issues than that. And that's part of the fun of We the Party is, figuring out how to have a movie that's fun, but inside of it has some interesting messages.
Well, and just on that last note, I wanted to say, I realize that sort of life imitates art a lot of times, and obviously there's a lot of issues in this film that deal with things that we're talking about in the media right now with everything going on in Orlando with Trayvon Martin. So I was just curious, what do you think sort of an audience can take from this film as far as sort of healing and the message that you were trying to get across?
Well, you watch a film like We the Party, and one of the central characters has that hoodie on, and yet Mandela's character has got to get to know who this human being is beyond that hoodie and not judge him. And it's really good that he doesn't, because the guy turns out to have a lot of things to say that we wouldn't know. So, you see a film like this, I think, not just showing us clowning and goofing, but or just as in black and white stereotypes, but to show that we are all evolving, and that there's nutritional value that you can get from a film. You can make edutainment. So what I like about We the Party is the kids are embracing it as theirs, but the adults, like AIDS group with tickets for testing, the AIDS Foundation is coming in and saying, we like the safe sex message in We the Party. We want to buy blocks of tickets and have kids go and get tested and enjoy this movie. And so that's big. I think when a movie can show you things that are relevant, that are happening in your world right now, and entertain you, you've gotten 2 for 1.
Yeah, well, you got it with this film.
Again, the truth been flipped again, ripped again.